There are times, especially when I talk about other teams, because it's easier to be unbiased, of course, when you go, well, if I had told you that this would happen at the start of the game, would you take it? And I usually use that as a positive, right? And to do that as a Hawthorn fan, if you had said to me, you're going to take the reigning premier on their home deck to within 10 points, you're going to play finals, would you take it? And I would be like, oh, hell yeah. Maybe not like that, though. There are times where I feel like these reviews for you guys probably should be like laid out, maybe written better by me. There are times where I think to myself, if I stew on this for too long, I won't sleep. And your boy's got work tomorrow. So we're going to get a lot of things out on the table here. And that is, first and foremost, we should have been smacked. Kind of the pushing and pulling, sort of both ends of emotion sort of being played, especially in my head right now. I don't know where any of you are at. But for me, it's like, well, we should have been smacked, but we should have pinched it. Like, the midfield was awful, but we nearly pinched it. We were so fumbly, but we nearly pinched it. They should have been 6 goals up at quarter time, but we nearly pinched it. In the realm of scoreboardless games, I've talked about this a lot. Like, we get pantsed 90% of the time, and I'm still hurt. That's the weird thing about being a supporter in this kind of game, because, like, what the hell did we watch is where I'm at the moment. My God. And even the things that should stand out as great, sort of, we get to the quarter-by-quarter breakdown, right? We won 2 quarters, one of them close, one of them not so close. And you go, yay, okay, 1-2, lost 2, like I said, reigning premier on their deck. And I genuinely do not believe that we were awful in the sense of not really knowing what we were doing. Brisbane were amazing. I don't want to take anything away from them, and I'm not making an excuse for our guys. They beat every team in the comp the way they played tonight. They don't beat every team in the comp with how they kicked at goal tonight. Everything else, that's the best team in the comp, and it's not close. That's the bit that kind of makes me go, right, we need to bring in a sense of balance here. We won't, because I'm nuts, but everything but the execution with that final kick is they killed us. Like, yeah, we had moments of momentum. Marbior's first quarter was basically a lone hand in terms of cleanliness, in terms of forward execution, which was amazing. We love that for Mabs in a big way, but apart from him, at no point during this game did I ever feel like we are on top. There are times where you go, we're getting momentum. If we can kick the next one, and it was so rare that the next one came. Or if it did, you then go, geez, one more, and we could get them on the back foot. And we just didn't, right? We would bowl the bouncer, and then the follow-up would be a half volley that they'd hit for 4. We put the leg slip in for Steve Smith, and then we bowled at his pads. Like, it was just so weird. Ground balls, we were awful. I don't think we've been worse on the ground than we were tonight. And like I said, we were still within a kick and a half. That's the gripe that's going on right now. It's terrible. But is it though? It is. But it is. Like, it's the clash there. Because like I said before, the midfield was awful. Like, we need to note that. Like, I've got the Newcomb v Dunkley comparison, and it's not just the two there. Nuke was our better midfielder on the night. But Nuke, Jimmy Warple, and Connor Nash come together when at 57% efficiency. And you look at just how clean Will Ashcroft was. Carl Amon tonight had 34 disposals. Made some of the most egregious decisions by foot I've seen him make. And it wasn't a lot of them, but it just felt like they were super impactful. And Darcy Wilmot tore us a new one. Josh Battle, I think genuinely, and spoiler alert for the MVP votes, Josh Battle was our best player tonight. And you cannot change my mind. I can understand a difference of opinion. That is absolutely fine. Harris Andrews was the wall after halftime. We played him so well for an hour and then went, we're good. We're all good. Like, Guinea kicks that goal on the siren and it's 5 points the difference, I think. And I'm feeling flat. And I know rationally that doesn't make sense. But I think part of the frustration, I suppose, is that the things that I've been worried about, things that make Hawthorn fans say to me, you're so negative. Daz, we have enough people who aren't Hawthorn fans that want to shit on us. Why do you do it? I've seen us win flags, guys. I want to see us win more. It is greed. I don't care. But I look at it and go, the third midfielder theory. Your midfield is not as good as your best guy. It's as good as your worst. Freo with Hayden Young. Only played 60% time on ground against the Bulldogs and ripped the piss. And our third midfielder tonight, because Newcomb and Ward, I would say, would be 1 and 2. Take your pick between Jimmy and Connor, but if you weren't ripping your hair out half a dozen times each, then we were watching a different game. Jimmy Warple's fend off. My God. Oh, it's about as wanted as bloody cat food on a pizza at this point. It's ridiculous. And I think what's frustrating is that we have been, like, Brisbane made us not that great in big spots. They did. All of the credit should go to them. But geez, we mucked around with it. The amount of times we kick to the goal line is doing my head in. I love Dylan Moore, but he did it in an egregious way. Connor McDonald tonight was just nowhere near his best. Why? If I could ask one question in the press conference, one, and I have plenty, it's why in the everlasting expletive that starts with F, because people unsubscribe to me because I swear. For some reason. Why did Blake Hardwick not play on Charlie Cameron in the first quarter and a half? I need to know. It doesn't make sense. That's the thing. This doesn't make sense. It's like we prepared for an English test for tomorrow morning and we wake up, walk in and we find out it's maths. Now, you can adjust on the fly if you're relatively good at maths. We are still good at footy. I know we're going to finish 8th. I know that. We're going to be a game off 3rd, right? The Bulldogs in 2016 were like the same at 7th and won the flag. Am I saying we're going to win the flag? No. But it's not 8th is in the... I don't think GWS is smacking us, by the way. I have a weird sense of confidence. I really do. But none of this made sense. And I think, yeah, that's just the bit that I'm wrapping my brain around. Like, Sis tonight defensively did some really poor things in the air and some really good things on the ground. His defensive intent, his hunt, the things that I just don't think we point out, notice, maybe he does well. He did well. Back shoulder, he's still not that. And he never will be. We just need to accept that. But CJ, some really good moments that maybe don't line up with what fans think he is. And then the stuff that if you defend CJ and you go, but this is what he does well, they're the kind of things that didn't go right for him tonight. Josh Ward is our probably best kick inside 50 midfield of, forward of centre. Maybe Guinea, maybe. Although that missed kick to Gunston hurt. And he did some really good things tonight, Josh Ward. I have been someone that has been frustrated with Josh Ward. I'm not frustrated with him tonight. It just felt like all he did was handball. And all I want him to do is kick. And because when he wasn't kicking, Connor Nash was kicking inside 50. And I've already made my feelings known about that. Just everyone did some things tonight that just made you go, And it was just, you wanted to scream. You did. And I don't know whether you did or not. I didn't. But yeah, weird tonight. Really weird tonight. I forgot Massimo was playing, which sucks. The wings tonight were no good. Granted, theirs weren't great either, but yeah, ours were awful. In terms of what worries me moving forward, Mitch Lewis. I know that there are Hawthorn fans that are going to get in the comments and say, I told you so, Daz. The numbers backed Mitch in, that beautiful set shot goal, and I'm not saying his career's done, but he's now the Will Day of our forward line. He's got the ability to be the best one. But are you in a spot where it's worth putting any credibility on the line to say it's going to be that, even going into next year? No. And for the same reason that we need another midfielder, like my Hawthorn midfield minefield video is aging like Selma freaking Hayek right now. And tonight answered why we're going to why we tried to go after Oscar Allen. Like, that makes sense. Why did Sam Mitchell go and meet Oscar Allen? Well, tonight was part of the answer. And Kalsha didn't do a whole lot either, which kind of sucks. If you want to give him the pass for youth, absolutely fine with that, I suppose. But yeah, that was no one to me. Like, if you were doing grades, player grades for tonight, no one for me gets an A. Battle gets an A-, and I think Guinea does as well. That's why they're the 5 and the 4. I'm not giving it to anyone else. Nope, none. No one at all. And again, after all of that, I come away from tonight, if I park the frustration about the result, I come away from tonight thinking all of that went badly and we only lost by 10 points. All of that went badly. And if we even fix half of it, we beat GWS next week. They took the foot off the pedal against the Saints. They do that for 10 minutes against us. We're in, which is golden. Tonight hurts. It sucks. Does the elimination of the top 4 chances affect premiership chances? Yeah, it just does. No one's won it from 8th. But the Bulldogs won it from 7th. Yeah, I know there's a first time for everything, but, you're banking on an anomaly here. I'm not ready to do that as much as I would, give a nut at this point to have it happen. What does that mean for 26? Well, that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, there is an empty, hollow feeling inside Daz at the moment. As you can tell, I don't really know what to do with my hands. That's why I've been playing with my beard all freaking video. But yeah, the MVP votes are up there. Big Lloyd is still maintaining a lead at the top of the leaderboard. Not 100% sure how I feel about that, but that's all right. Love Lloyd. Great man. Anyway, that's how I feel. If the Bombers somehow beat the Suns, we will play freer. If Gold Coast win as expected, they have to win by if they score more than 60 points, which I suspect that they will be, the Bombers have to keep it to 1 or 2 points. Or 3, actually, sorry. So 1, 2, or 3 points, I believe. I did rough math on this. So odds are it's going to be 8th. It's going to be the Giants. And I feel all right about that. I don't feel all right about tonight, but I feel all right about the Giants. So my rambling reaction, guys, and I'm not really looking forward to this game being spoken about much beyond tonight, is I want to go to sleep, I want to wake up, I want to go to work, I want to tell the people that I work with that know I'm a Hawthorn supporter that just, didn't go our way, pumped for what we can do against the Giants. And then you realise that there is a bye, and that sucks. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, guys. Nothing about this was well written, maybe even put together. I have no freaking clue, but like the video if you like the video, subscribe to join the Daz Talks Footy family. And yeah, as always, go the Hawks.